everyone, it's Tanya Marie and welcome back to my channel. So if you saw last week's video, you would have saw that I picked up a load of Primark makeup goodies. So for today's video, I wanted to test them out and try and create a look. So the first thing I'm going to apply is the eyeshadow primer that I picked up. Now this was £2, so let's go ahead and see what it's like. So it's just this sort of small tube pot. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that with my fingers to my eyelids. It's got a bit of a tone to it. I'm just going to dab that over the lids and blend it. It's quite liquidy, but I'm hoping that it will sort of dry quite sticky, so it will hold the eyeshadow into place. I think I put a little bit too much on. Just put the clean finger. It's very shiny. So next I'm going to fill in my eyebrows. So I picked up this brow pencil for £1 and it's in shade Granite. So let's just go and open that. So first I'm going to go ahead and brush my brows with the little brush on the end, just to neaten up the hairs before I apply the pencil. So now I'm going to take the lid off and apply the pencil to my brows. So I'm just going to do really light brush strokes to mimic the eyebrow hair. I'm going to start with the top. Really light ones. So the pencil's working pretty good. It's actually coming up. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and line the brows with my concealer, which I picked up in Nude Beige, and this was £2. So I'm going to apply this to the back of my hand. It looks pretty good to me. It's pretty similar to my Maybelline one, it seems. But let's see what it's like on the skin. So this is how it looks on my hand. So I'm just going to get my Nude eyebrow brush. So I'm going to dip that into product, and I'm just going to line the top and bottom of my brow. So once you've done that, I'm going to use the other edge, but you can just use a sort of flat brush. I'm just going to blend that out. Okay, so the concealer worked pretty well. So I'm going to go back to that eyebrow pencil, and with the little brush on the end, I'm just going to brush that out to blend it and give it that more natural look. So now that we've concealed the brows, I'm just going to go ahead with the concealer and apply this to my lids. So just with a little flat top brush, and then brush that in. The coverage seems pretty good on the concealer. So I'm just going to go ahead with my beauty blender and blend that. So I'm now going to go ahead and apply some eyeshadow. So I picked up this Shadow and Shade eyeshadow palette. It's called the Nude Edit. I really loved all the colours. So you get 9 colours. See there? And it was £2.50 for this. So I'm going to grab my little eyeshadow. So I'm going to go in with this brown here. I'm just going to apply that. Wow, picked up really well on the brush. I'm going to apply that to the in circular motions. The pigment, I really didn't expect that, to be fair. I literally just dipped my brush in and it just picked up all the colour. So I'm just applying that in circular motions, just in and above my crease line. I'm going to use this as my transition colour. And then with a clean buffer brush, I'm going to blend that out. So I've applied and blended that shade just in and above my crease line. So now I'm going to go ahead with the darker matte brown, and I'm going to just literally apply that to my crease. So I'm just following the line. The pigment's really, really good. I'm really impressed. And then with my buffer brush, I'm just going to blend the two colours. You've got to apply a bit and keep blending until you get your desired effect. So I've applied the darker shade to the creases and outside corners of my eyes, and I've just blended that out. So now I'm going to go back with the concealer and cut crease. So again, I'm just going to apply that to the back of my hand. And with a clean, flat brush, I'm only going to apply the concealer halfway around my eyelid. So I've applied the concealer to half my eyelids, and now I'm going to go back to the eyeshadow palette and I'm going to apply a shimmery shade. So I think I'm going to go with this rose goldy one here. So I'm going to get another flat top brush. It picks off so well on the brush. So I'm just going to go and... That shimmer is amazing. It really, really pops instantly. So I'm just going to go back with my eyeshadow brush, and with that dark brown, I'm just going to apply that and blend two colours in. Just to get rid of the line. So that's all been blended in, and I am really happy with how they are looking. So next I want to apply some eyeliner. Now I didn't manage to pick up a eyeliner pencil, so I am going to use my brow pencil to apply this to my inner corner too. So I'm just going to give it a little wipe with my... And I'm just going to apply that to my inner lash line. And it actually works great. So now I want to go ahead and apply some mascara. I did not pick up a mascara from Primark, mainly because I completely forgot. So I'm just going to go in with my favourite mascara, which is my Kiko Extra Sculpt. I believe it's actually on offer at the moment for £3.90, so it's still very affordable. So I'm just going to quickly apply that to my lashes. So now that I'm done with my eyes, I'm going to move on to my face. So I'm going to apply some face primer, and it's this illuminating skin primer that I picked up for £3. So that's it. And I'm just going to stick this onto the back of my hand. Almost looks like a moisturiser. I'm just going to apply that to my face. The consistency is literally just like a face moisturiser, so I'm not really sure what it's going to feel like when it dries. So I I've applied the primer to my face and my skin feels quite moisturised, and it's not really dry, sort of tacky or anything, so I'm not really sure how well it's going to do with holding the foundation, but we'll soon have to see. So the foundation that I'm going to be using is the My Perfect Colour Matte Foundation. I picked this up in a shade Sand, so I'm going to apply this to my face. The shade actually does look okay, to be fair. I think we'll go ahead and apply it to the whole face and then blend it and see how we look. So I'm going to use my beauty blender to blend that all in. So I've blended in the foundation and I'm pretty happy with the finished look. I think the coverage is actually really good. It's pretty much what it says on the tin, medium to full coverage. It doesn't feel too heavy on my skin, which I really like. I am overall happy with how it looks. So now I'm going to go back with my concealer and I'm going to apply this to my under eyes. So I'm just going to use the little wand, line up a triangle. And I'm also going to do a line straight down the nose and just on my forehead. And using my beauty blender, I'm going to blend that all in. So I've blended that all in, but now I'm just going to focus on the under eye section. So I'm just going to grab a small flat brush and with the concealer, just going to dampen that underneath. I think the coverage for this concealer is really, really good. I'm literally just dabbing it in. So I've blended that all in. I'm really happy with the coverage, although I think it might be a touch on the lighter side. But I'm hoping that when I apply some powder and some colour, it might balance it out a bit, because overall I'm still happy. So I'm just going to blend out the edge of the shadow where I've applied the foundation, just to get rid of the harsh line. So I'm just going to use that buffer brush and just buff on the edge, just to get rid of the line. So the next thing that I want to do is contour, although I did struggle to find a matte contour palette in the store. So what I'm going to do is go back to that eyeshadow palette and use that brown shade. And what I'm going to do is with a big fan brush, I'm just going to dip that in. I'm just going to apply that to my cheeks. I'm just going to go. It's just to add a bit of colour. So I'm also going to apply that to my forehead. So just really lightly going in. And what you can do is just a really clean brush. Now I want to set the makeup with some powder. I did see the banana powder in Primark, but I did not pick it up. Please don't ask me why. So I'm going to be using my Makeup Revolution banana powder. It is only £5, so still super cheap. So I'm going to apply that onto some tissue. And then just with my beauty blender or a disposable sponge, I'm just going to apply that. I'm also going to apply that to the lower cheekbones. And then I'm just going to blend that out with a blusher brush. Once it's all been blended, I'm just going to run over the whole face, just to set that makeup. Now I want to apply some blusher. Now I didn't pick up a blusher specifically because I actually saw this really nice pinky colour here. So I thought that I could try and use that for my cheeks instead. So I'm just going to lightly put that on. Just apply this to my cheeks, just to add some colour to the face. And I think that actually worked really well. So £2.50 for a blusher and an eyeshadow palette, you really could not go wrong. Now I want to apply some eyeshadow to underneath my eyes. So with that palette again, I'm just going to go with the lighter brown, just with a clean flat brush. Give it a dust. I'm just going to apply that to the lash line. And then with a clean buffer brush, I'm just going to blend that out. So then I'm going to go with the darker shade. I'm going to apply that on top. But just go really lightly in, just so you don't overdo it. And then blend that out. And I think it just really finishes off the eyes. So for the bottom lashes, I always like to go over with mascara at the last point, just because when you apply all the shadow, it obviously lightens the lashes. So I'm just going to quickly go over the bottom lashes just to make them pop. So now I want to move on to highlighting, and I picked up this Strobing highlighter cream for £2. But first I want to highlight the inner corners of my eyes, so I'm going to go back to that palette again, and I think I'm going to use this lighter shade here, and I'm just going to, with a clean brush, just apply that to my inner corners, just to really open up the eyes. Okay, so we're going to go and open up that Strobing highlighter cream. Let's see what this looks like. So the colour looks really nice. I've put a little bit too much on my hand, but at least I can show you guys how it looks. Looks quite shimmery, so I'm just going to dab this onto my cheekbones. Just going lightly. And I'm going to use my blend to blend that in. So the cream dries quite quickly, so you have to be really quick with the blending. But the colour looks pretty good. I think I would have preferred it if it was a little bit lighter. But I think it gives quite a nice little shine to the face. I've blended in the highlighter and it does give a light shine to the face, but what I might do just to make it a little bit more prominent is go back to that palette and with a fan brush just go over that highlighter that I used, just the shimmery shade for my under eyes. I'm just going to apply that as well, just to help it bring out a little bit better. I think instantly that looks a lot more better. So I'm also going to apply the strobing cream to underneath my eyebrows, So I'm just going to dip that into my brush. This is just to highlight the angle of the brow. Really lightly. I think that looks really nice. Just adds a nice shine. So I'm also going to apply this just above the brow. So now we're going to move on to the lips. I did struggle to find a nude colour that wasn't too pinky, but I picked up this matte finish lipstick in shade Karla. This was £2. I think it might be a little bit too much with this look, but I'm just going to go ahead and try it anyway. So let's open that. I'm hoping that it won't come on as dark as it looks in the pot. I actually quite like it. So I'm really happy with the lipstick. I love the colour, I love the texture of it. It was really easy to apply and it doesn't feel too dry on my lips, which is amazing. So yeah, for £2 you cannot go wrong. So guys, this is the finished look and I am so happy with how it's all turned out. I'm so impressed with the quality of Primark's makeup and really think that you get so much more for what you're actually paying for. So I would definitely recommend any of you guys to try out their products. So thank you for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to comment below, and if you like what you see, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys next week for my next video. Thank you, bye!